think the role of the city manager in the context of working with a city council is I accept first and foremost the obligation to try to understand the city council, both as individuals, as members, and also collectively. From that, I see as my primary role that of facilitating informed public policy decision making. It's important that staff accept a responsibility to provide thorough and unbiased information to a city council to allow it to make an informed decision. Once that decision's made, it's my role to accept that, to understand it and accept it, and then articulate that policy desire to the organization, to people within it, to provide the resources necessary for them to be successful, to be clear in my message as to the direction that they have, with the hope that if I'm successful, ideally, the employees within the organization embrace that policy interest as their own and pursue it to its highest degree of success. It's important that with so many cities in this large state that we try to work together so that by working collaboratively we can provide some stability, some level of uniformity for the business community in particular. I hear it time and time again, the business community wants first and foremost certainty as to process, clarity as to process, and then speed as to process. And if we can do that, not just in any one city, because surely that won't be enough. If we can do that throughout the state of California, I think we create the best environment for businesses to succeed. You know, my ethical responsibilities in my role as city manager, I think first and foremost is to set an example. Talking about core values is important, and I do it frequently. I like to accept the challenge to reinforce positive ethical behavior. There's nothing more effective than living that example and being aware that people are going to scrutinize what I do, how I make decisions, and what my actions are. I appreciate the opportunity to set a high standard for myself, and to live up to that standard. I accept that. I think I'm up to that challenge. I'm proud of what I see in the organizations in which I work, but it is particularly important that as I make decisions and I articulate my thoughts about what leads to those decisions, that I incorporate into what I'm thinking, and when people are around me, I say what I'm thinking about the ethical consequences that influence my decisions, and talk about how those ethical conundrums need to be confronted with courage and with compassion for those who would be impacted by difficult decisions. But I do accept my role in setting the example that others would wish to follow. You know, what I love most about being a city manager is being in a position to influence positive outcomes, to work with folks to help them achieve their highest goals, to work with the city council to help it realize its greatest policy aspirations. I love being in a position where I accept the responsibility every day to impress our community, directly and indirectly, that local government is there to help people. We're there to help people. I love the role I get to play in that.
CCMF ensures that leaders are in place for strong, stable, and vibrant communities. Muni Services shares these core values and is therefore a proud sponsor of CCMF.